Hi, my name is Matthew,
And my name's Andy.
and today we will be talking about AI data centers and their financing. So Andy, did you know that last year, around 50% of data centers, for this year actually, 50% of data centers are either being canceled or delayed?
Wow, that is a high number of data centers. What do you think that kind of tells us?
I mean, I don't know exactly. It can tell us a lot of different things, but all I know is it isn't very good for the AI bubble as I see it.
The AI bubble is about to pop. It's so over. Pull everything out of S&P. My name is Sushant, and this is probably a headline you've seen on the news in light of these recent developments, right? I mean, OpenAI has like $1 trillion in terms of promises they need to make to the public. So we definitely see a shake in the AI industry. It's not returning as well as it's been projected 2 years prior. What do you think, Andy?
Well, as you said, 50% of data centers were basically taken back on construction.
Yes.
That had how much of that was from OpenAI itself? Do you know?
I'm not certain on the specifics, but I think it's 100 billion in data centers that they aren't being able to build this year, which it might not seem like a lot from the headlines you've seen about AI in general, but it's big for a company like OpenAI, which has never made a single dollar.
Because it basically showcases that like their own CEO pretty much isn't completely in on this whole AI-driven growth, and so it produces a lot of instability in the market. What do you think, Shushan?
Yeah, it's very interesting. One thing I think is important to note is that the AI cycle, as it's called, where infrastructure companies invest in OpenAI so that OpenAI can invest back at infrastructure companies with demand, seems to be destabilizing as of late. For example, especially this is recent with Anthropic, they've managed to reduce the required memory of running their AI model by almost 6 times in recent prototype tests. That's one of the huge things with AI recently is like the resource cost, right? But thanks to just refined mathematics, we've managed to get that down by a lot. So all of this infrastructure demand that all these companies were kind of banking on in order to make big money, it's not being called into question. And if infrastructure companies are starting to see so much less revenue if Anthropic's model of data storage is to take off, how could this affect the AI circle? Because now the infrastructure companies are being taken out of the game a little bit. This sort of flows back into how AI companies themselves are going to start to lose funding.
I have something to add to that actually. So last year, Goldman Sachs saw that there were around 7.7 gigawatts of AI data centers in the entire world. So that's quite a bit. But last year, would you guys like to take a guess at how many gigawatts of chips that NVIDIA produced?
Well, surely it's less, right?
Was it 8 or 9?
No, it's more.
It's more.
10 gigawatts.
Wow.
So you might be seeing from this 10 minus 7.7 does not equal 0. 2.3 gigawatts of AI data centers, have not been built, like from their chips alone. And we know that, like, although NVIDIA is pretty big in the market, they are the biggest. I don't think that the chips from last year are the only ones that are powering these data centers. So there's more. It seems more odd, the more you look at it. And also, it's kind of crazy because you see that there's this discrepancy in how the chips and what's being used, right? Then think about this as well. Every year, NVIDIA releases better chips. So whenever these chips that they buy now are implemented years later, they're just going to be worse than what's being currently sold.
And the
I
second
see,
one
that
just
makes
continue,
sense.
no?
So we're already seeing the problem of too much infrastructure being made for AI that's projected to be more efficient than what a lot of these companies were projected to think that it was, or even just less investments in total.
I think it's actually the opposite. They're over-investing in the infrastructure. So they're buying now for something that they don't need now.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why you see a lot of people pulling back.
Yeah, Sam Altman backing out of, I think it was like 100 billion in terms of new infrastructure recently. I think it goes to show that this AI money circle is starting to slow down a little bit, and this could have pretty disastrous consequences on the entirety of finances for even normal people as a whole. What do you think, Andy?
Well, I would like to kind of continue off what you were saying. To me, it kind of seems like, because AI is a really recent boom that's happened over the last few years, and people saw this. I don't really know.
Infinite money glitch.
Yeah, like this hype. They saw this hype, and so they put basically all their eggs in this basket. And by the time they realized how much they've done, they took a step back to look at it and realized maybe this wasn't the right choice. And now they're starting to panic.
I mean, this might be reminding a few people of the dot-com bubble, because way back then, there was even now there's a company called Cisco. They built the infrastructure for the dot-com bubble. And it was good infrastructure, we needed it. But they almost went bankrupt after the bubble popped. I mean, even the shovel sellers to this gold rush almost went bankrupt. But NVIDIA, there's the shovel sellers for this one. They make real profit, but have you guys heard of a single, of any company, AI company, making actual profit?
Not yet, it's all in promises.
It's
Theoretical money.
No money's been made.
Hypothetical profits. Yeah.
Yes, it's all hypothetical, banking on future returns that we don't even know if will happen. And as you guys were saying, there's an Ouroboros of these companies feeding money into each other. It's called vendor financing, and one of the big ones was $100 billion between NVIDIA, Oracle, and OpenAI. And the weak link of this one is OpenAI. They promised over $1 trillion, as Sushan said earlier, and they've not made a single dollar ever, which is concerning for a company that's trying to IPO soon. And it's just very odd with what all is going on. And also, NVIDIA kind of backed out on their $100 billion. I mean, what do you think about this, Sushan? Do you think there's anything else to add? I mean, it's not Andy. Is there anything else to add?
I think we have covered most of the basis of what we said.
Yeah.
So overall, to wrap this up, if I had to put forth a forecast of what's going to happen in the future with the AI industry, OpenAI is going to keep backing out of all of these deals because they have so much money they need to promise already, right? This is going to cause NVIDIA to start to falter a little bit. I already forecast that the decreased demand is going to really hit them where it hurts because they pivoted so hard in AI, which is going to lead to kind of an AI market free fall. Overall, that's what we want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.